In this video we are going to talk about top 10 Mortal Kombat characters. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates before starting this video. At the end of the day, Mortal Kombat is about a group of characters stomping on each other in a fight for dominance. Sure, there are tales of Earth protection competitions and battles against invading realms, but it all comes down to martial artists punching each other before one bursts into a mass of viscera and 5 rib cages. You'd want all of the fighters to be on the same level in a video game. Against gods and otherworldly overlords, even forgettable losers like Shu Hao and Kai should have a shot. At the very least, that's how fighting games should be balanced in theory. It's special in terms of plot. Certain characters are just in a different league than others. Do you think Jarek has a chance against Shinnok? Can Li Mei be able to hold her own against Blaze for 5 seconds? Is Cobra up to the task of defeating Raiden? No, not on paper. So here's a list of the Mortal Kombat series' top 10 most powerful characters. Number 10. Cassie Cage. Cassie is one of Mortal Kombat's most strong characters, but there's a catch. Cassie, who appears to be more capable and driven than her aunt, has mastered the use of her green glow to the point that she was able to beat corrupted Shinnok. That's because the Cage bloodline was created solely for the purpose of producing mortals capable of slaying gods. To the likes of Shinnok, her DNA is kryptonite. She has a few other notable victories, such as defeating revenant versions of Sindel and Liu Kang. Her Mortal Kombat X ending has her killing Shujinko, which isn't directly canon, but I have no reason to believe it isn't. Many fans think that's a load of nonsense, but this Shujinko would have been 20 years older than the one from the previous continuity and wouldn't have been pumped up by the events of Mortal Kombat Deception, so it's not a huge stretch, or a big enough deal, for Cassie to take out Mr. Burns, a martial artist. Number 9. Quan Kai. This sorcerer lacks the brute strength of the other main villains, and in Mortal Kombat X, he is absolutely clowned, but he is clever and sneaky enough to get what he wants the majority of the time. Despite being overshadowed by Onaga, Quan Kai and Shang Tsung took down a slew of Earthrealm's most powerful fighters, defeated Raiden, and then turned on each other in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, with Quan claiming ultimate victory. Various endings indicate that, although he is working for Shinnok, he has the ability to depose him if necessary. This is particularly true in Mortal Kombat 9, where Quan Kai has the ability to use necromancy on everyone killed during Shao Kahn's invasion. He has an army of revenants at his disposal, with some real heavy hitters thrown in for good measure. Number 8. Onaga. When the Dragon King walked onto the stage, there was so much anticipation that you could almost hear the other characters stomping their feet in unison. Onaga was a wrecking ball on his own, but he had the Kamidogu bits in Mortal Kombat Deception, which made him invincible. He was unstoppable enough to fend off attacks from Raiden, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi's combined armies. You had the ultimate threat when you added in his power to revive the dead and mind control them. But those Kamidogu bits weren't exactly impervious to breakage. I'm not sure how tough those things are meant to be, but walking into them in-game will shatter them. In any case, Shujinko was able to smash them all by himself, depleting Onaga's strength to the point where he was defeated. When you have such an obvious off button, becoming a reptilian juggernaut just means so much. Number 7. Shujinko. The Mortal Kombat franchise's most gullible hero spent his entire life searching for and battling for Onaga's resurrection. In exchange, Onaga granted him Taskmaster abilities. Shujinko has been able to imitate the combat techniques of other warriors for decades. Shujinko absorbed the abilities and combat skills of nearly every player character in Mortal Kombat Deception, and this proved to be Onaga's undoing. Shujinko had no trouble thrashing Onaga after crushing the Kamidogu objects and removing his invulnerability. Although experience was his most powerful tool, age and human mortality were the only things that weighed him down. Number 6. Blaze. Blaze is a top-tier beast by nature. He's the final boss in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, a game that reunites all of Mortal Kombat's characters into one huge roster. It says a lot about this guy's character when guys like Onaga and Guro are playable and working their way up to take on Blaze. He's also the source for absolute dominance, transforming those who can kill him into a godlike version of themselves. Although it seemed at first that new hero character Tavan would be the one to put an end to Blaze, Tavan was killed instead, and Shao Kahn emerged victorious. Unfortunately, this is where things get a little dicey because we don't know if Kahn might have defeated Blaze one-on-one or if, say, Tavan injured Blaze and Kahn exploited the situation. In any case, it seems that Blaze simply took the L and wasn't the be-all and end-all after all. Number 5. Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn has always been Mortal Kombat's go-to villain, and as the recurring villain, he's taken his fair share of flack. He's been defeated by Liu Kang, Raiden, and Kitana, among others. Since fighting was too dangerous, he poisoned Onaga when he took over Outworld. So, while base Shao Kahn is stronger than most, he isn't unstoppable. Then there's Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which was Kahn's true calling card. Kahn was grabbed and carried away by Onaga after dominating the free-for-all. As terrifying as that might sound for Kahn, he not only bounced back, but he also emerged as the last man standing after slaying Blaze. Shao Kahn's power was boosted even further, and he became a multiversal threat, stopped only by Raiden's desperate use of time travel. Number 4. Kronika. NetherRealm wanted to show another tier of beings called Titans who rank even higher after years of telling us that Elder Gods were the supreme beings. So far, we just know Kronika, the Keeper of Time, who is so strong that she should have no chance against anyone on the roster. She has complete leverage over time. It's not as if you're avoiding a fireball. Kronika, thankfully, has one big flaw: she can rewrite history but not history without the gods. She'll never be able to build a world without Raiden. Raiden can't defeat her in a one-on-one battle, but it's through that loophole that Kronika meets her demise. Number 3. Liu Kang, Tai. The series' first protagonist was still fighting in a weight class above his own. He defeated Guro, Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, and Shinnok in the first 4 games. His canon deaths were caused by an attack by Shang Tsung and Quan Kai, and later by Raiden's hand accidentally frying him. In reality, he clashed with Raiden on multiple occasions. What he became at the end of Mortal Kombat 11 was nothing compared to what he was before. 2 Liu Kangs from different periods of history fused into one being, with Raiden handing over his godly influence, resulting in a Liu Kang incarnation who was not only a god but also had control over electricity and fire. This was the upgrade Liu Kang required to defeat Kronika and take control of time. Number 2. Shang Tsung, Tai. Without Kronika's crown, Fire God Liu Kang wasn't able to wield Kronika's mystical hourglass for too long, and time would finally collapse. Shang Tsung seemed to justify everything, emphasizing that he was reality's only choice. To save all, Liu Kang and Fujin realized they had to give in to Shang's apparent deception. Shang Tsung had re-killed Kronika and wore her crown while being empowered by the souls of Kronika, Raiden, Fujin, Shao Kahn, and Sindel by the end of his adventure. Then Liu Kang, the fire god, appeared and took command. The player could choose which character they wanted to play when as the 2 rivals faced off. We don't know who won the epic fight in official canon right now, so Liu Kang and Shang Tsung should be considered tied until further notice. Number 1. The One Being. The most powerful being in Mortal Kombat is neither playable nor a boss in any of the games. In reality, it's likely that the One Being is much too strong to be depicted in humanoid form. It's the Mortal Kombat universe's Galactus, but it's even more dangerous. The Elder Gods and the One Being existed at the beginning of time, and the One Being fed off of them at first. The Elder Gods retaliated and were able to split the One Being into its different domains. If the worlds were to be united once more, the One Being would reawaken and destroy all of life. Guys like Shao Kahn, Onaga, Shinnok, and Shang Tsung are unknowingly affected by this ominous force despite their desire to be the best. What are your thoughts on our video? Which one of the above is your favorite one? Please let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and would like to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.